For the last 2 days, I've heard about this.
My name's the Goddess.
Hello.
Where are you from?
From the Bay Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Silver Street.
Silver Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like a cheeseburger?
I would love a
Okay, I'll get that
cheeseburger.
started for you. And
This
there
is
are-
awesome.
There's soda in the white cooler back there, and there's beer in the other cooler,
Sweet.
and there's cookies,
Wow.
some apples. So help yourself, and I'll get you a burger going.
This
Yeah.
This is awesome. Look. Oh, can I dip into a cookie first?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Cookie.
You got to turn off the grill.
All right. All right, boys and girls. A major milestone. 2,000 miles. Wow. Mile 2006.6 on the shoulder of Mount Jefferson. Looking back at the Three Sisters, way past, and then Mount Washington to the right. That's the closest peak. You can see a couple of lakes down there. I've got a bit more climbing to go. About a little less than 800 feet of ascent if I'm going to make my water that I'm shooting for today. See if I can find a campsite around the water. Alright, so that's Mount Jefferson. Got another one of those situations where crossing the saddle, ended up going in the front of Mount Jefferson. Now we've got a completely different view. Looks like we're gonna go up a little bit more and hang over that way. Just past the last saddle, another saddle. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow.
Can you see them?
Oh, mountain goats.
Yeah.
I saw some big tracks.
This is your first time?
I've seen them before, not here.
Not here.
Oh, but look at the colors in the peak.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's incredible. All right. On camera, you're not going to be able to see them, but there's mountain goats down there chomping on the grass right before the trees, which are before the snow down there. All right, so we've got a campsite tonight at mile 2012.4. So just past the youth camp, Big Lake Youth Camp. And we have a nice pond. So far, no mosquitoes. It's a bit of a breeze. And we got some interesting clouds that have formed. Curious to see what sunset is like. We're getting a little bit more dramatic pinks But really a cool cloud formations. You got in the very deep background some white kind of turning a little yellow. It's pretty. So there's a butterfly migration going on. There are butterflies all over. At mile 26.4. Looking down to this cool valley. Looks like it goes on forever. What I referred to yesterday as Mount Jefferson was wrong. That was some, I think, other peak than actual Mount Jefferson. So this is Milk Creek, where I'll be taking a lunch stop. Nice flow. And look at all the butterflies. They're all over. So I hope this gives you an idea of how many butterflies there are around here. They've kind of taken over a trekking pole. And I think they're sucking the moisture out of it, out of the handle. And you can see here down on the ground, there's a bunch of them. And in this tree, there are hundreds. This before in this hike, you got super silty water. I'm not sure why, but it's really, really silty. This is in Jefferson Park. Lovely little meadow in Jefferson Park. And unless I'm sorely misinformed, you got Mount Jefferson right there. So it was a bit of a windy one last night. It wasn't too cold, but a little different environment. You can see here something that looks much more similar to the Sierra than we've seen in the recent past. We got sunrise coming up. So back there, Mount Jefferson, I think. And you can see the mist and fog this morning. It's been a while since I've seen that. It's not particularly cold, probably in the high 40s or so. The wind makes it feel a little chillier, but still a good day. I just came out there from the Mount Hood National Forest under this arch. I see this Pacific Crest National Scenic Trail. It's kind of cool looking. So for the last week, maybe 10 days, I've been trying to push the miles to reach a goal, which has been good, but there are times like right now at this cool little creek, having just crossed over that footbridge, where I have the place to myself, was able to collect some water down there from this nice, cool, flowing creek, and just kind of enjoy the quiet. I'm still gonna push miles today because I've got my goal to meet, but it's a nice little break every now and then just to relax. So I've been in Mount Hood National Forest for most of the day, and this is the first real view of Mount Hood. What is this?
Hey, welcome.
Trail magic?
The diver over here is doing trail magic.
Wow. Wow. Awesome.
You're right, going.
Great. Especially now. So I made it to the Timberline Lodge, had some breakfast at their buffet. It was about a 2,000-foot climb from Barlow Pass, which is where I spent the night last night, and it's been like this all day. So misty, some not really raining, mostly just a mist, but it's a little windy, chilly, but gotta keep the hike on. So I'm gonna be hitting it here to try to stay relatively warm. Yeah, this is the historic Timberline Lodge. It's pretty cool. So after dropping altitude from Timberline Lodge, get out of the fog, but it started to do kind of a light rain as we've gone down in elevation. So it's been a soggy day. It's going to be a short day, mileage and time wise, because I spent not quite but almost 3 hours at the lodge consuming mass quantities of their breakfast buffet, charging up devices and stuff, but decided to keep on going, keeping with the schedule despite the light rain. Crossing fingers that it'll only last today. Yeah, but if it goes in multiple days, it's something we got to deal with. I got rain gear to cover it, but it's still a bit chilly. So I got to keep on the move. Cool little bridge. A little cool little creek. In the rain. So I don't know, it's kind of been a dreary day, but change of pace. You can see I'm wearing my rain gear today, not because it's raining, but to protect my dry hoodie, because yesterday afternoon it kept on sprinkling, raining. It never rained hard, but rained enough that my hiking shirt and pants were all soaked, and it's something, especially the pants, you really can't avoid that because you're brushing against wet leaves and plants and stuff like that all the time. The hoodie, when it's raining, if you put your rain jacket on over the hoodie, over the hiking shirt, if you're climbing a lot, you sweat under the rain jacket, which, defeats the purpose. So I went ahead and just kind of slogged on through the day with the wet hiking shirt. So challenge after a wet day is getting to camp. You want to put on warm clothes, warm dry clothes, kind of as soon as possible. So I was able to do that with my my down hoodie, and my sleeping bag was nice and dry, so I was able to sleep warm and dry while it continued raining. Not hard, but pretty much all night. I was able to get up a couple of times and relieve myself without getting really wet or anything. So turned out to be a good experience in the rain. There was a point that I turned around and got some water. I'd passed some dirty water because there was another source higher up. When I got to that other source, it looked dry. It was dry. I went bushwhacking a little bit to see if I could find a wet part. I couldn't. So I went back down about 3/4 of a mile, so round trip an extra mile and a half, something like that, to get water. So when I got back to where I had previously not found water and kept on hiking, turns out less than 1/10 of a mile up trail was another source of water. So had I just kept on going for literally 5 minutes, I wouldn't have had to bushwhack or lose, hike the extra mile and a half to get the dirty water that I avoided in the first time. So one of them things, you just make certain decisions on trail and you stick with them, whether they're good or bad. In this case, it was kind of it was actually a miscalculation. I should have just kept on walking. Look what we've got.
You sure you don't need a Rice Krispie treat or some?
I might do a Rice Krispie.
Okay, we can get you a couple of those.
Let's go, man.
Pretty good.
You just starting to warm up yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sun came out finally a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little damp last night.
Yeah.
All
I think
right.
it's gonna rain all night, man.
So this is really the first view that I've gotten to see yesterday and today. It's about a little after 2 o'clock. I'm about 16 miles from Cascade Locks, and you can see came from that direction, kind of through the clouds. The clouds were a little lower when I was coming through, and you can see fire damage all along there. That's from the Eagle Creek fire, which I think happened in 2017. That's an alternate route I'm not going to take. My daughter and I did that before the fire, and I'm just going to leave that as a hike of hers and mine. And I'm going to take the PCT official route down to Cascade Locks. Tomorrow I'll hike in, it will be a Nero. So this is the goal I've been alluding to. This is the bridge to the gods that goes over the Columbia River, which you can see right there. This side is Oregon. The other side is Washington. And what I've been trying for and was able to do is make it here 2,150 miles on my 4-month trail anniversary. So it's pretty good for a geezer. I'm not going to go cross today. I'm going to have a special 0 day tomorrow with my favorite trail angel, Silver Angel, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's been about a month since we've seen each other, so this is a big deal, making it between Oregon and Washington. So feeling good. This has been great up until now. I'm looking forward to getting done with Washington. There's some spectacular stuff coming up in Washington I'm really looking forward to.